Okay, it looks like the new season made some good changes and brought back a semi-decent player count for the semi-semi season. It's also a great time to brush up on some gameplay before the content patch and the big water map release in September. I noticed some players, at least in our Discord, are coming back after a long break, and I still see a long tail demand for intermediate PvP tips on the YouTube channel. So this video is going to be a quick refresher on some intermediate combat strategy. See you later, dudes. These tips are going to be focused on melee classes, and they're not going to be earth-shattering in any way, but hopefully they help some of the rusty folks get back up to speed, win some fights, and enjoy a fall season of Dad. So here we go, another fighter-focused, another shield-focused combat strategy video. Combat in this game has gotten a lot faster over the recent months and months. This might be a shock if you're coming back after a break. Oh, should have waited for him. A 200% headshot multiplier, lots of build optimizations, and a higher skill floor in general all factor in. But the thing I notice most these days is how good people have gotten at movement and character manipulation in combat. Moving your mouse to adjust your character's hitbox, in my opinion, is the fastest form of movement in this game. And if you're not used to seeing someone wiggle around between spells or between melee strikes, it can be a really jarring thing. So if you're a returning melee player, my recommendation is to start with weapons that swing side to side. This is a much more forgiving way to swing at those wiggling players, and you can land most hits if you aim lower at the torso or hips of your opponent. This next tip could be stupidly obvious, but it's something I just learned, so bear with me. Landing my melee attacks has gotten easier now that I'm actually using the crosshair indicator. Nice try, man. GG. This might sound dumb, but I used to kind of look past the crosshair and just kind of feel where my attack swings would go. But recently I learned to focus primarily on the crosshair itself and let my peripheral vision see through to my opponent. I find it easier to track and land my hits this way. I focus on the crosshair itself and let my peripheral vision kind of help me adjust my aim and put that crosshair on my opponent where it needs to be. So if you're not already doing that, I mean, you probably are, but if you're not, I recommend it. Give it a try. So I've been using a bow more recently, and I've rediscovered that using a bow in this game can feel really weird or bad, depending on what you're used to. The firing delay, the slow projectile speeds, and the constant juking of opponents makes it hard to land your arrows. But I've noticed if I use the side indicators of the bow crosshair, the two little arrows on the sides, and release my shot when the opponent touches either of those side graphics, my shots land much more consistently. So instead of trying to use the dot in the middle, I just use the two side indicators and use those as my crosshair. There's something about this positioning that really gels with the time delay of the shot and the projectile speed of the arrow itself. Next, I find that doors are still a major problem in this game, and in my opinion, a major impediment to fun. It sucks that Iron Mace can't just design a better game that doesn't rely on doors to protect weaker classes or let people run away so easily, but it is what it is. Next time you're chasing someone through a door, lean forward as you get to the door frame. If they're trying to close the door in your face, when you get to the door frame, lean forward, like crouch and look down, or just look down with your character. The game seems to use the head hitbox of your character model when determining what side of a closing door you'll be placed on. So if you lean forward, you'll get your head on the other side of the door and increase the chance that your whole body will spawn on your opponent's side of a closing door. It's a really great way to stay in the chase and get damage in on those really annoying players who just want to run. Shields are now much more reliable when blocking thrusting attacks. So when you're fighting someone using a weapon that has a thrusting attack, like a spear, like a longsword, like a crystal sword, get as close to their model as you can. Hit the wall. Could have waited for him. Falchion is great for that. GG, man. Nice try. Stuffing your opponent in this way makes it hard for them to aim the thrust attack at your feet or at your head or otherwise around your shield. Sorry, dude. GG. Nice try, man. So get close and stuff your opponent. Stuff any weapon that has a thrusting attack. These days, it's very effective. The recent blocking update also added a more generous handle hitbox to all weapon attacks. It used to be that it was only like the hilt of the weapon that would have a collidable hitbox. It now seems that Iron Mace has extended the weapon hitbox sometimes all the way down to the elbow. The hand, the forearm, and in a lot of cases, all now have an active hitbox that is blockable, which is really great. This makes it easier to block an opponent by blocking their hands. Good fight, man. GG. Weapon handles have no impact power, so if you block an attack by the hands, their combo is reset, even if they're using a heavy melee weapon, like a Warmaul or a Morning Star.
Oh, hello. Oh, sh**. Oh, fuck off, tits. What the f***? Oh, that's Blinn. Okay, well, that kind of makes sense.
So if you're using a round shield, if you're using a shield that has a lower impact resistance, or if you're fighting a weapon that has a higher impact power, getting close and aiming for the hands can be a really effective way to shut down those attacks and get counterattack damage in. Many aspects of blocking have been improved recently, But unfortunately, server desync is still a big issue that affects melee players. The most important thing to keep in mind in terms of desync is what you see with your eyes is behind in time. When you're fighting somebody face to face in the dungeon, when you see them move, when you see them attack, when you see them jump, they've already done those things. If you're seeing it on your screen, it's already happened, it's behind in time. If you want to block your opponent, their client has to see your shield in the correct position. And to do this, you need to anticipate their attacks and already be in a blocking position to prevent damage. So if you're trying to get a clutch block in a close fight, remember that you can't wait and react to the attack that you see. You have to anticipate your opponent's next move and block their attack proactively. Good fight, man. GG. This can be really uncomfortable. This can be really weird to get used to, but it's what you have to do if you want to get the block through these janky, low-budget Iron Mace servers. Fingers crossed this is an aspect of the game that they'll continue to improve going forward. Here's hoping. So I've been noticing way more fighters running Shield Slam these days. It deals a lot of damage and will slow an opponent for a short duration when they get hit. It's also a sneaky little skill that has no indication that your opponent might have it equipped and can catch you off guard, it can catch your opponents off guard. Whoa! So if you're versus another fighter, and that fighter has a shield, assume they are running Shield Slam, and play accordingly. Play defensively. The good news is the Shield Slam is pretty easy to block if you're already in a blocking position. Oh. Damn. Ooh, we got him. Great fight, man. GG. When trying to use Shield Slam yourself, keep in mind that it's a very difficult skill to use because the range of the melee attack is so desperately short. You have to essentially be skin to skin with your opponent to land the hit. And this has taken me a long time to even kind of get used to, and I still miss like half of my attempts at using Shield Slam. Because I'm just not close enough. I missed him. Oh, missed. Dang it. Whoa. Oh. Oh, darn. I missed him with the Shield Slam. There's kind of a deceptive animation. All the Shield Slam animations make it seem like the attack is going forward in space, but really, it's not going really any further than the limits of your character model itself. It doesn't really protrude forward in space at all. Ugh. Oh, I missed the shield slam. Shield slam also has no impact power as an attack, so you can use it against long swords without too much worry of a riposte. It can actually be a good technique to knock a long sword fighter out of their combat rhythm. You intentionally attack into their parry with a shield slam, and they think they're going to be able to riposte, but because the timing is so tight, they usually can't do it, and that frustrates them, and it gives you a chance to reset the initiative, or reposition, or launch your own attack, whatever it is. If you try using shield slam, good luck. Let me know how it goes. Good fight, man. GG. This next tip is a classic for shield fighters. When you're chasing down a kiting player, when you're chasing a player who wants to run, wants to kite, you can do a quick switch to a bow or to a throwable to bait a kiting player back into your melee range. Baiting. Work. So while they are running and you're chasing them, swap to your bow and then switch right back to your primary melee. Chances are your opponent will hear your swap, think you're vulnerable, will turn back to get damage in on you, but joke's on them, you've already switched back to your primary melee and they're back in striking distance. Nice. Baiting. Missed him. Baiting. Work. Baiting. GG, man, good fight. I've even seen some super chads bait with a surge kit to feign weakness. Even though they're not hurt at all, they just use the surge kit. This is apparently super effective against aggro barbarians. He's gonna pretend it's like a bait. The bait surge. That's a clever move. Wow. The last tip I have is to keep swinging at your opponent until they're dead, and never assume that they're one shot or otherwise close to death. It's kind of a weird tip, but I think it's an important thing to say. Damage in this game can be reduced in a lot of hidden ways, and many times I've given up blocking and started trading because I thought my opponent was lower than they actually were. Unbelievable. So my advice is to stop trying to count your damage and just assume that your opponent always needs 2 more hits to die. They're never one shot, they're never close to death, they always need 2 more hits. This is going to help you play more conservatively. It's going to help you keep a blocking first mentality and not open you up to start taking damage sooner than you need to. It's something that I struggle with, that I'm actively working on, and I want to include it here as a final tip for any shield fighters or anyone who's shield curious and starting to play around with this playstyle. Yeah, he found me. He got cleaved. Just missed him. Just missed him. He's gonna surge. Oh! I got cleaved. Oh, I burned him. Missed my bow. Oh, hit him too. Oh, I just missed. Another player on him. Healing. Just missed him. Wow. Make space. Block. Heal. He got cleaved again. He's sprinting. Still got mobs on him. Headshot. Shield slam. Missed him. Oh, hit the lamp. Oh, he got cleaved again. Oh, we hit him. Wow. That's the falchion reach. Holy moly. Good fight, man. GG. Okay, that's it. Thanks for watching. If you came back to Dad and this video was helpful, leave a comment and tell me which particular tip, if any, actually helped you out or taught you something. Feel free to leave other advice too. I've learned so much from YouTube comments over the past year plus, and it really helps everyone who stops by the video. Good luck in your semi-adventures. We'll see you around.